we've got a column on the left with those 8 teams. Of those 8 teams, Sean, which seems the most intriguing to you of a big bounce back in 2023 from a bad 2022?
I don't know if I like any of those teams.
Should we go further?
Yeah, I have the team picked out that I like.
Ooh, let me see if I can guess it.
And so here's what I'm going to use as...
Is it Jacksonville?
No.
Oh.
Because here's what I'm going to use. I'll give you a little context.
Okay.
I'm going to use a 5-game improvement as my threshold.
Okay.
So I would basically, if I like the Bears, I would basically be saying that I think they can win 8 games this year. Is that possible? Yes. Is it likely?
Yeah,
Probably
maybe.
depends on how good Jordan Love is. Because those are 6 division games. So you know Minnesota's going to be tough. Everybody likes Detroit this year. If Jordan Love can play, are the Bears favored in any of those 6 division games? So I'm looking at it big picture, but with the context of a 5-game improvement. Same thing with the Broncos. It'd be saying that I think they're going to win 10 games. Are they capable of that? Yes. But that division, very difficult. You have the Chargers, more weapons, new coordinator in Kellen Moore. You have the defending Super Bowl champs, Kansas City. So I'm looking at it from that threshold. Like, I like the Saints to probably win the South, but are they going to win 12 games and win the South? I don't know. So the team that I think has the most value is the Tennessee Titans. They were 7-10. A 5-game improvement would put them at 12 wins. 75-1 that happens. To put some context on it, in 2021, Tennessee was 12-5. 2020, they were 11-5. They re-signed their best defensive player, Jeffrey Simmons. They added Sean Murphy-Bunting from the Bucs to make what's already a really good secondary even better. But here, don't forget this. They still have Derrick Henry, and he's healthy. They added Pete Skoronski. A lot of people thought he was the best offensive lineman in this draft, versatile. They drafted Tajay Spears, a guy that I love. Whatever the best version of Ryan Tannehill is, you're going to get that this year because he knows that he's playing for his basically starting quarterback life. They drafted a young hotshot out of college, Will Levis, 2nd round. I don't like him, but that's still a guy. The year after they drafted a hotshot out of college, Malik Willis, I didn't love him. But still, when the team drafts quarterbacks in the top 3 rounds in back-to-back years, if you're the starter, even if you're completely tone deaf, you have to say, man, I got to go out and prove that they wasted these draft picks. You get Treylon Burks now in year 2. I told you, I don't like those right receivers from the Art Briles system in year 1 in the NFL because it's such a drastic change in offensive thinking. But if you told me that Tennessee's going to be 12-5, I wouldn't necessarily push back. They're in a division with Houston and Indy. They're also in a division with Jacksonville. Jacksonville made a lot of strides last year. I think Jacksonville's going to be improved. But I don't know that I like Jacksonville more than Tennessee necessarily. So at 75-1, give me the Titans.
How much would it change your mind in a positive way if they're able to land DeAndre Hopkins?
Well, you better get to 75-1 now because it's not going to be 75-1 anymore. But it doesn't really alter how I feel like this could play out. It enhances my opinion, but it's not like I'm waiting on this move, and if this move doesn't happen, I don't believe in it. Like, Tennessee's a scrappy team. Like, they obviously were 7-10. Things didn't go as they should last year. But, man, just remember, they went to Kansas City with Malik Willis at quarterback on primetime television and gave Kansas City everything they wanted. And they had nothing going offensively. So this is a scrappy group. They got the majority of the defense back. They were double-digit win team in 21 and 20. I could see them going from 7-10 to 12-5. Now, would that ultimately win it? I don't know. Somebody might have a 6-win improvement. I don't see that on here. But at 75-1, give me some Tennessee Titans. Now, what's the rule if there's a tie?
I would imagine it's similar to like first-round leader in golf. So you would just split it. So
then you're still getting, what,
37.5?
37.5?
75 over 2.
Right. So I think Tennessee, to me, offers the most value based on what the records were. Understand now, let's just reiterate this. I love Seattle, but Seattle won 9 games last year. So for them to make a 5-game improvement, that'd be 14-3. I don't know if they're that good, So I think the value is with Tennessee.
Let me bring up a team that we talked about last week, the Cleveland Browns. They're 7-10 last year.
It's their division.
I understand.
Yeah.
Look, the division's loaded, obviously, with with the Baltimore Ravens.
12 wins is a lot in that division.
It's true, but
Baltimore's got his...
Could Cleveland win that division?
Yes, they could. And I would not have a problem or talk anybody out of betting Cleveland to win the AFC North.
And Cleveland, by the way, 7-10 last year, 14-1 to have the biggest turnaround this year. All right. Shorter shot would be the Broncos, and it's only plus 425 as opposed to what you just discussed with the Titans at 75-1. So I understand why you go big game hunting. But
also because their win total is 8.5, and I used 5 as the threshold for turnaround. So you're basically saying that you think they're going to get to 10 wins.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying I think Tennessee could go 12-5 next year.
You don't think Denver could go 10-7?
I just think they're in a tougher division, so I think it's more difficult.
Well, I think
because if you let's just
the Raiders, I think the Raiders are an under team.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs are the Chiefs, so that's obviously going to be a challenge, and the Chargers should be improved, but I don't think it's
they're
impossible.
Out of division games are Bills, Lions, Vikings, Jets. Who knows what that's going to be about? Dolphins. So I'm looking at it like they can't really slip up. Let's just say they get swept by the Chiefs and they split with the Chargers and the Raiders. I mean, that's 4 losses there. So you're saying they're only going to lose 3 of the remaining games? You know how I feel about Sam Howell and the Commanders. I mean, the Dolphins, too, probably will still be healthy in week 3. Who knows what the Jets with Rodgers are going to be. You get Bills with Josh Allen. I think there's some ways that they could be much improved next year, but not necessarily be a 10-win team. And I wouldn't talk you out of the Broncos. I'm just saying.
I think the odds.
Plus 425 as opposed to 75-1. I'm going Tennessee.
I'll say this: I would much rather bet the Broncos than the Bears.
I'm not betting the Bears.
Bears at plus 210.
Yeah, I'm not betting the Bears.
I think the Broncos. I think they're a playoff team this year. God, they were awful last year. Sean Payton.
Can we make that official play of mine too? I want the Titans at 75-1. to be the most improved. I gotta make sure I get that in.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.